Welcome you all for the next unit number 3, mass transfer operations. This is distillation part 2. In this topic, we'll continue with the previous topic, that is types of distillation. We have seen different types. In this part C video, we'll be watching azeotropic distillation and extractive distillation. So first let us see what is azeotropic distillation. Now, azeotropic distillation, we can short name call it as AD. It's a process to break azeotrope, where another volatile component called entrainer, resolvent or mass separating agent, it is added, and you produce a new lower boiling azeotrope, which is heterogeneous in nature. So when you use azeotropic distillation, it is used for those binary solution which form azeotrope. So any of the previous mentioned distillation operations, you may use it up to a certain point called as azeotropic point. At the point of azeotropic condition, if you want to do the further distillation, you have to use azeotropic distillation. Azeotrope is a point, it's called as a constant boiling mixture, where composition in the liquid phase and vapor phase are same. So even if you try to boil or evaporate the liquid at the azeotropic point, the vapor issued will have the same composition as that of liquid. That's what we have seen in earlier topics. Let us take the case of ethanol distillation. This is the boiling point diagram. At 1 atmospheric pressure, the boiling point of pure ethanol is 78.4 degrees Celsius. Here it is, pure ethanol. Now aqueous ethanol, ethanol in water at a mole percent of 89.43 mole percent or weight percent 95.6%, it forms an azeotrope. The boiling point of the azeotrope is 78.2 degrees Celsius. It is for the mixture, that is somewhere here. This is the azeotropic point. So the boiling point of pure ethanol is 78.4. It forms an azeotrope. What type of azeotrope it is? Just think about it. We'll come back after thinking about it. Alright, so as I mentioned to you, it's an azeotrope. If you observe, the boiling point of the mixture is 78.2, which is lower than the boiling point of pure component. It is a minimum boiling azeotrope. Ethanol forms minimum boiling azeotrope. In the boiling point diagram, the boiling point of the mixture is below the both pure components. So imagine this way: you have a feed somewhere here. You go for a simple distillation or a fractional distillation. The distillate that you get will have a composition greater than, this is y, this is x at the equilibrium. At equilibrium, this is the composition of liquid, this is the composition of vapor. If you take one equilibrium stage, say that you had multiple equilibrium stages, so you can purify it. You will come to at this particular point, azeotropic point. Now here you try to boil it. What will happen? Both vapor and liquid will have the same composition. If you try to further boil it, it is the reverse here. You will have liquid having more volatile component than the vapor. So purification, you cannot go further. So distillation procedure ends here. Normal distillation procedure ends here. So your ethanol that you have got will be having this particular composition, 95.6 or 89.4 mole percent by weight 95.6. We call it as 95% ethanol. This one, that is called as rectified spirit. If you remember, rectification column is used for in the titrate our distillation or even packed bed distillation. Rectification section we have. So through distillation procedure you can obtain 95% ethanol, this one. Now say that for some operations I need pure ethanol, 100% ethanol, that is called as absolute ethanol. If you observe here, remaining 5% is water. The remaining 5% is water. If you have to remove that remaining 5% of water, you have to use some mechanism, that is azeotropic distillation, and you can obtain ethanol without water. You call it as dehydrated spirit. So dehydrated spirit is 100% ethanol, rectified spirit is 95% ethanol. So let us see how we do it. So here is a mechanism for ethanol. Benzene is used as the entrainer. The binary azeotrope has a boiling point of 78.2 degree. When you add the benzene, it forms a ternary azeotrope. The boiling point of the mixture becomes 64.8 degree. So in the binary mixture, since it is having high amount of ethanol here, remember 95% ethanol is present. So the ethanol mixture becomes less volatile compared to the ternary system. So you'll be feeding it, the feed will be fed here, the benzene enters the column, and this is the same, the column is same as what you have seen earlier. It could be packed bed or tray tower column. So the liquid feed uh, drops down to the bottom, enters the reboiler, heats up, vapor is issued, vapor goes up. So as we have seen earlier in the tray tower cases, same mechanism happens here. Liquid comes in, liquid downcoming liquid comes in contact with the up moving vapor. Now the part here you need to observe is bottom product is pure ethanol. 100% ethanol you get in the bottom product because it has got higher boiling point compared to the ternary azeotrope. More quantity of azeotrope, that is benzene and ethanol, benzene and water along with some quantity of ethanol, it moves up here. So what we do here is you separate the benzene from the remaining mixture. So it is majority of benzene here, it can be refed to the column, recycled to the column benzene. So we require a liquid separator. This is a liquid separator. Some fraction of the top product is passed on to another column where you get almost purified, that is you can get rid of the benzene can be completely fed into this. Now in this case you get ethanol and water. This ethanol and water, once you get rid of benzene from the second column, this ethanol and water, it is not at azeotropic point, it is below the azeotropic point. You can use another packed bed column or tray tower column to purify the ethanol to a point called as azeotrope. That azeotropic point mixture can be refed. So this is the azeotropic distillation. Here you are going to recover the benzene in this setup, and you are going to remove the water, and you are going to get more pure ethanol, that is azeotropic ethanol, and you can use it again. This is how the mechanism works. Right, let us see this another type, extractive distillation. Now before you get into what is extractive distillation, just ponder over this point. Consider a binary feed with a close boiling point. So I have given you one equilibrium curve here, y versus x. This is diagonal line, gray colored is diagonal line, x is equal to y. Brown colored line is the equilibrium line. Now it is very close to the diagonal line. Equilibrium curve is nearer to the diagonal line. Now think about average alpha, that is relative volatility. Now what can you tell about the separation factor when you have the average alpha close to 1? Think about it. You can pause the video and you can come back after thinking about it. Alright, you would have observed that average alpha is almost near to 1. When you have the binary feed close to, binary feeds having close boiling point, their average value of alpha is equal to 1. What will happen is, if you try to evaporate the liquid, it will issue a vapor. The vapor composition, this one, and the liquid composition here, this point, this value liquid composition, and this composition vapor composition will be almost the same. Separation becomes difficult. So alpha is a factor of separation. Higher the alpha, better is separation. So you can say that it does not separate appreciably. Now imagine another case. You have alpha very low here, this one. What if we increase alpha? Say that we have increased alpha to 2.5. What would happen? Now let me consider this case. I have taken a particular value of y. Y is equal to say around 3.9. Is somewhere about 3.9 or 3.8. So for this particular value of alpha, this value of y, if you take alpha is equal to 1.25 close to 1, you will have liquid composition nearer to our value of y. Whereas for higher alpha, liquid composition will be lower. So that means vapor composition is high for a more volatile component. That means more volatile component will be rich in vapor than the liquid for the case of alpha is equal to 2.5 compared to the lower alpha. Higher the alpha, more rich is the vapor phase. How can we achieve this? This is good for separation. You will have a distillate with a high concentration of more volatile component. How can we achieve this is the major question. The solution is extractive distillation. What do we do here? We add a third component called as solvent. The difference between extractive distillation and the previous one, azeotropic distillation, is that in both the cases we add a solvent. Here we add a solvent which is having high boiling point. In previous case we added a entrainer which reduces the azeotropic point. Azeotropic condition it reduced, but azeotropic boiling point it reduced. Here in the boiling point is very high. The case here is the boiling points of the two component in the mixture are close, whereas in the azeotropic distillation it used to form an azeotrope. Here azeotrope is not formed. You can observe it. Azeotrope does not form. Now if you take this particular case, that is add third component when you added it. Solvent has got high boiling point. In this particular case, it influences the alpha, means it increases the alpha. So it is easy to separate the components. Now we have an example of toluene, isooctane. Isooctane is separated from toluene. In fact, both are having a close boiling point. Now we use solvent phenol. It is having high boiling point. Butadiene, it is having low boiling point. You want to mixture it, you want to separate from the mixture of butane and butene, but butadiene, butane, butene all are having similar boiling point. Even the butadiene is slightly lesser compared to the other two. So you can use a solvent perfural to separate the mixture. Let us take one case here. Extractive distillation of isooctane from toluene. Solvent is phenol. So you will be feeding the toluene isooctane feed to the tower, maybe a packed tower or tray tower. The liquid goes down, gets heated up in the heating section. At the bottom it get heated up, reboiler. The vapor is issued upward. Now here you add the phenol. Phenol is added at the top. Usually the solvent that you add is having high boiling point, so it won't evaporate that easily. So what will happen? It is difficult to get the vapors of that. If you add phenol somewhere in the bottom, the upper section phenol may not come into contact with the mixtures. So that is why phenol is added from the top. Now the phenol extracts one of the component. The extractive agent, phenol is an extractive agent. It extracts one of the components extracted. That is less volatile component flows to the bottom of the column. Then a non-extracted species, it gets distilled to the top of the column. That means isooctane is not extracted. It gets isolated and it gets evaporated and it is separated. Whereas the component what you have here, that is toluene, it gets mixed up with the phenol, dissolves in phenol, it gets separated into the lower part, it gets into bottom part. Now you have to separate phenol and toluene. You can use one more tower where you can separate phenol as a bottom product and you can use as a recovery. Toluene you can separate. You get two pure product, isooctane, toluene, and phenol is recovered. This is how extractive distillation work. Right. Summarizing the two different types of distillation procedures we have seen. Azeotropic distillation. So in azeotropic distillation we have seen the case of ethanol. Now we use it for those type of binary mixture which forms azeotrope. We use one solvent called it as entrainer or a mass separating agent. Now when you add this, it forms a new lower boiling azeotrope which is heterogeneous in nature. So 95% ethanol, we call it as rectified spirit. Pure ethanol that we get as a product of azeotropic distillation is called as dehydrated spirit. So as a result of azeotropic distillation, in the case of ethanol, you get dehydrated spirit as the product. We have seen that ternary azeotrope has boiling point lesser than the binary azeotrope. So that is the result of adding benzene as the entrainer. Benzene is the entrainer for ethanol distillation. In the extractive distillation case, we have seen how we can increase the value of alpha by adding an extra component, that is a solvent. In the case of toluene and isooctane, we have seen phenol was added there. It increases the alpha. In the case of azeotropic distillation, we get product in the bottoms, whereas in extractive distillation we get the product in the case of and from the top section. Yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you.